The images recently released by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory have caused an immediate global stir, not simply because they show an interstellar object behaving strangely, but because they reveal something that defies every known natural model of celestial motion and composition. For the first time in recorded history, 3I Atlas, the most mysterious interstellar object ever detected, brightened 4 times in only 6 minutes. Even NASA's most advanced telescopes had never captured anything resembling such behavior. Scientists observing the phenomenon described 3I Atlas as a paradox, a celestial visitor whose brightness and motion not only shift unpredictably, but appear to change in ways that suggest some form of responsiveness, almost as though the object is aware of being observed. This unsettling possibility has led some researchers to speculate whether the object moves under its own power or is guided by forces entirely unknown to humanity. Such speculation quickly escalated into debates about whether this could be evidence of something artificial, something engineered, and if so, what that might imply about the existence of other intelligent life somewhere beyond our star. On October 29, 2025, NASA quietly published its first comprehensive report on 3I Atlas, expecting it to be cataloged as just another comet passing through the solar system. Instead, what followed was rapid, worldwide attention, as the data in the report contradicted the laws of nature in ways that could not be dismissed. According to NASA's own measurements, 3I Atlas brightened by a factor of 5 only days after passing the Sun, an event that should have caused it to shed ice and dust, forming a visible cometary tail. But the object displayed no vapor, no tail, no dust cloud, nothing that would indicate a natural outgassing process. The increase in light was undeniable, but the space surrounding it remained eerily clean. Independent confirmations from the Deep Space Network and the European Space Agency eliminated the possibility of an instrument malfunction. Japan's Subaru telescope captured the exact same brightening event, recording a faint green halo that perfectly matched NASA's timeline. These confirmations prove that the phenomenon was not a trick of technology or atmospheric interference. Something truly changed in the deep black of space, and it changed fast. Inside the report lay another anomaly. The object's acceleration refused to behave according to gravitational expectations. After passing the Sun, 3I Atlas should have slowed down. Instead, it sped up. The pattern of acceleration did not match the effect of solar radiation pressure, magnetic fields, or gravitational slingshot mechanics. NASA labeled the behavior a non-gravitational propulsion pattern, a term that immediately raised alarms across the scientific community. If gravity was not responsible for the object's change in velocity, then some other force was acting on it. Yet there was no evidence of mass loss, no jets of gas or vapor, nothing that would indicate a natural propulsion mechanism. It moved as though powered by an invisible engine. Scientists carefully avoided sensationalism, but their descriptions made it clear that this was the first recorded behavior of its kind. The European Space Agency concurred, stating that the motion represented a phenomenon beyond known physical models. Researchers ran thousands of computer simulations in an attempt to replicate the observed path, but none succeeded unless an external force, unknown and unexplained, was introduced into the calculations. The conclusion was unavoidable. 3I Atlas did not behave like anything naturally occurring. The object's path through the solar system deepened the mystery. It followed an orbit almost perfectly aligned with the plane of planetary motion, deviating by only a few degrees. Interstellar objects usually enter the solar system at steep angles, like Oumuamua in 2017 or Borisov in 2019, slicing downward through the solar system rather than gliding along the planetary ecliptic. 3I Atlas did the opposite. It traveled as though riding along an invisible roadway shared by the planets. It passed Venus, Mars, and Jupiter at distances nearly identical to those used by NASA when planning gravity-assist maneuvers for spacecraft. For a natural object to achieve such a precise sequence of encounters by chance, the probability was estimated at 0.00002%. This made scientists wonder whether the path was chosen rather than coincidental. To make matters more perplexing, the acceleration of the object remained smooth and consistent for more than 30 days, suggesting a controlled force rather than random solar pressure. Some scientists propose that it might be hollow or partially metallic, using sunlight in ways similar to advanced propulsion concepts, while others consider the possibility that it came from an environment with physical conditions vastly different from those of our solar system. Yet none of these ideas could explain the precision of its path, the consistency of its acceleration, or the uniform distribution of light reflected from its surface. When NASA analyzed its composition, the results were even more baffling. 3I Atlas contained unusually high levels of nickel, but almost no iron, a combination that does not occur naturally because both metals form together inside stellar cores. Its water content was astonishingly low, less than 4% of what would be expected in an interstellar comet, which contradicted the idea that it formed in a cold region far from its parent star. Its optical readings revealed that its reflection was bluer than sunlight, a signature that typically appears in polished or engineered metals. Even the polarization of its reflected light behaved in a way that physics does not allow for natural materials. Thermal readings showed that the object maintained an even temperature across its entire surface, even during extreme changes in solar exposure. Natural bodies always develop hot and cold zones, but 3I Atlas remained uniformly warm as if covered by a conductive shell. When exposed to intense solar radiation, it emitted short bursts of ultraviolet light reminiscent of engineered alloys releasing stored energy. Observations from Chile's Very Large Telescope confirmed that the entire body appeared to consist of a continuous, unified material, something that does not occur in naturally formed celestial bodies, which always contain texture and density variations. Everything about 3I Atlas suggested the possibility of artificial construction, a design meant to endure and regulate energy during deep space travel. By comparing 3I Atlas with previous interstellar visitors, the contrast became even more startling. Oumuamua behaved oddly, but within the realm of extreme natural explanations. Borisov behaved exactly as a comet should, but 3I Atlas followed none of the expected patterns. Instead of dimming as it left the sun, it brightened. Instead of slowing down, it accelerated. Instead of wobbling or tumbling, it maintained stable reflective behavior. Its alignment with the planetary plane was too perfect to attribute to chance. The more scientists compared the three visitors, arriving in 2017, 2019, and 2025, the more they wondered whether the sequence represented a pattern rather than coincidence, as though each object were a chapter in an unknown story unfolding across time. As if the mystery were not deep enough, 3I Atlas began emitting pulses of light in precise intervals, flashes occurring every 17 minutes, repeating 3 times before stopping. This pattern did not match the object's rotation or any known natural effect. When the pulses were analyzed, researchers noticed a striking resemblance to the famous 1977 WOW signal, a radio burst that lasted 72 seconds and has never been detected again. The ratio of the pulses matched when converted between radio and optical wavelengths, leading some scientists to propose that 3I Atlas might be responding to or echoing the WOW signal after nearly 5 decades. NASA did not confirm this theory, but neither did they dismiss it. The pulses ceased only after several days, almost as if the object had completed a message or acknowledged detection. Meanwhile, new solar observation data revealed something even more extraordinary, a massive symmetrical object near the Sun's outer corona, moving in tandem with 3I Atlas before disappearing behind the Sun. Its reflective stability and immense size could not be explained by known natural phenomena, and multiple observatories recorded it at the same moment. When 3I Atlas moved behind the Sun, Earth's atmosphere experienced a surge of unexplained luminous formations, silent orbs, rings of light, and jellyfish-like shapes drifting in high altitude, all appearing during the exact period when the object was hidden from view. Some researchers wondered if smaller probes or fragments had separated from the main body. This idea, once unthinkable, gained traction as satellites and ground systems recorded brief moments of reflection from unidentified aerial formations. By the time 3I Atlas reemerged, its thermal and reflective properties remained unchanged, its course steady, its behavior controlled. Observatories around the world began sharing data in unprecedented cooperation, attempting to capture every possible detail as it continued through the solar system. Governments prepared new observation missions, aware that the object's actions could reshape scientific understanding or pose unknown risks. Although